All right, folks, the time is at hand. The new MacBook Air is here. How good is it? What will we get from the MacBook Air? Let's find out. All right, Gadgeteers, welcome back. So I have a special mission for tonight. I just want to relax and have some fun. I want to watch part of the Apple event that just occurred recently and have a look at what they've got in store for the MacBook Air. I'm very, very excited, and I'm sure it's going to be stupendous. So let's switch over to the desktop cam. Some commentary may be provided by me, which may or may not be useful. Here we go.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is so great to be in New York, and I'm incredibly excited today to introduce an all-new MacBook Air with a Retina display and a whole lot more.
With a new Retina display, you don't say. Is it going to be in 4K?
Now,
I want it to be in 4K.
The number one feature customers have wanted in a MacBook Air has been a Retina display. But we've made the display better in every way. The familiar aluminum bezel of the current MacBook Air,
what was wrong with that?
Is gone. The new Air's sleek design takes the display glass right to the edge of the enclosure, forming borders that are...
That is not right to the edge. I'm just saying, okay? And quite frankly, neither is that one. I mean, your opinion?
50% narrower. It features a 13.3-inch display, and when it comes to resolution, we've taken the pixels and quadrupled them, providing 4 times the resolution for over 4 million pixels.
Stop the presses. Over 4 million pixels? Does that mean we're getting a 4K display for the MacBook Air? I don't know. Let's check. All right, well, let's have a look on the actual site. So here it is, the new MacBook Air. It says Retina display. Could that be a 4K? I'm thinking probably not. Let's check out the tech specs and see what it has to say. 13-inch display with Retina. LED backlit display with IPS technology. Okay. 2560 by 1600 native resolution at 227 pixels per inch. Oh, well. Let's go on.
And even with this narrower border design, we were still able to keep the FaceTime camera at the top of the display.
Oh, wow. Even with that narrow, super wide bezel that, quite frankly, you could fit 4 cameras on, they were able to put the HD FaceTime camera. Well, let's just go back over here and see if we can figure out what we're getting with that FaceTime camera. Dazzling high quality 720p. Okay, let's continue.
The MacBook Air has another new feature that customers have been asking for. That's Touch ID.
Saints preserve us, we have Touch ID now. Oh, I just had to stop. I was so excited.
To enable Touch ID, the new Air comes with Apple's T2 security chip. T2 also features an SSD controller, which has automatic on-the-fly data encryption, offering the most secure storage of any notebook.
Wonderbar. Now, I have to admit, having on-the-fly 256-bit encryption is kind of cool. I mean, you could encrypt any computer today. You don't need a T2 chip to do it, but it is nice having that. But I wonder if the new MacBook Air also took away the SSD port that was on the motherboard that could be used to recover the SSD contents in the event of a motherboard failure. I'm going to bet yes, just like the 2018 MacBook Pros.
The new MacBook Air has our latest generation keyboard with
third generation butterfly keyboard. We're all excited. I don't know if you've heard, though, the MacBook Pro 2018 third generation keyboard not making any difference with the dust. Now, to be fair, I have a first gen 2015 MacBook and a MacBook Pro 2017 second gen keyboard, and I have not had a problem with either. Now, I am very careful with my computers and I keep them clean, so take it for what you will. A lot of people do have problems with their keyboards, and I'm not saying I'm immune. Could happen anytime.
Keys that offer 4 times the stability over the previous generation. A modern keyboard deserves to be paired with a modern...
Did this chick not read the script before she actually came up here to do this? Because I'm thinking she didn't.
...trackpad. So we've replaced the old diving board version.
Hey, I have one of the diving board version trackpads on an older MacBook Air, and I love it. They are the most accurate. Apple has the most accurate touchpads, trackpads, whatever you want to call them. They are beautiful, whether they are Force Touch or one of the older ones. I don't look at the old MacBook Air and say, you know what? I really have to replace my computer because I'm getting a Force Touch trackpad.
With the new Force Touch trackpad. Now, whether it's in dorm rooms or lounging on the sofa at home, we know customers spend a lot of time watching videos on their MacBook Air. So we wanted to make a better sound.
If you're buying a MacBook Air, you're going to be in a dorm room. That's how they're basically saying that. You know, I mean, nobody else would.
Experience. It is 25% louder. It has 2 times more bass and wide stereo sound. So the new MacBook Air has 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports.
Couple of things. Number one, the audio, that is awesome. I honestly believe my MacBook 12-inch has better sound than my MacBook Pro 2017 version. It has outstanding audio sound. When I watch a movie, it is so immersive. No jokes here, truth. So I believe they did probably make way better audio sound than they did on the previous MacBook Air generations. So I grant that. What are we looking at right here? What is this? 2 USB-C ports? We couldn't do this on the MacBook? We're actually going to charge less money for this than a MacBook with an underpowered processor and 1 USB-C port, and this one's cheaper? Don't get me started.
There's an 8th generation dual-core CPU along
What? Why, in this day and age, would you build a computer with a dual-core CPU? I'm going to tell you why. Because if they put a quad-core CPU in there, which, to be honest, would cost them just about the same amount of money, they would have to mark down the price on the dual-core MacBook and the dual-core 7th generation MacBook Pros that they are still selling today. They would. So that is the only reason they're not putting a quad-core processor in here, because their other lineup, which is the MacBook Pro, I'm not making this stuff up. Here's the MacBook Air, 128 gigs of storage, 1.6 gigahertz dual core, $1,199, $1,200 base model. Okay? Wait. I got the right one? Yeah. MacBook Air. Next. The MacBook. 1.2 gigahertz. Now, granted, you do get double the storage. $1,299? Half the memory? Okay, wait. We better check that again. Whoops, wrong one. Yeah, same memory. Same amount of memory. 2nd generation butterfly mechanism. 7th generation Intel Core M3 processor, but it's $100 more. The only thing I can say in defense of this system, which it is not a bad computer whatsoever, I really love my 2015 model. Maybe it's because it's smaller. You're paying for the smaller size, and on the way to rip you off, they take an extra port out because because I'm completely baffled. Oh, and the MacBook Pro, 2.3 gigahertz, dual core, 128 gigs of storage, 7th generation processor, $1,299, $100 more for this system? Huh? Why doesn't this have a quad core? Why did they not update these? I know they're trying to push everybody to go over here and buy this one with the 8th gen quad core of the MacBook Pro. But come on. I mean, what the? Why would anybody buy a computer that's dual core anymore? Why would anybody make one? Nobody should be making quad core. I'm sorry. Nobody should make dual core. They should be making quad core. All right, let's hit play.
With the latest Intel integrated graphics. And it also supports up to 16 gigabytes of faster memory, which is double the capacity of the...
Faster, huh? Now, I grant it is double the capacity of what was. Let's see. Yes, 2133, 1866. So yeah. 2133. It's faster than the older model MacBook Air, but they're making it sound like you're getting so much. It's so 50% faster or whatever percentage they're offering, and I'm kind of blown away because, you know, here we are with the 7th gen MacBook Pro that had that years ago. So why don't I pay $100 more, I guess, and get this one? Well, why bother? Could be quite frank. Everything's essentially the same if you think about it. It really is, except you actually get an 8th gen processor.
Previous Air. It has the same great 12 hours of wireless web browsing, but now has up to 13 hours of iTunes movie playback. The new Air...
All right. I want somebody to write in and tell me they have a MacBook Air that they were, any MacBook, that they were able to watch 13 hours of any video on battery. You know who's going to write in? Nobody. Nobody.
Air has an unbelievable 17% less volume than its predecessor.
We got one good thing, 17% less volume. Yeah, it's lighter. 2.75 pounds to be exact. Hey, let's slide the old chart over here and see what we have. Well, you know, we're going to have to look at the tech specs. I believe the MacBook Pro is 3.06 pounds, the MacBook Air 2.75, and the MacBook 2.02 pounds, I believe. Okay.
It's just 15.6 millimeters, which is 10% thinner than the previous Air. So the new MacBook Air is configured
They
with
made a mistake here. Did you notice that it's only 2 millimeters thinner? Wow. If that doesn't make you go buy a new MacBook Air, something is wrong with you. Honestly, I can't believe that.
Gigabytes of memory, a 1.6 Core i5 processor with turbo up to 3.6, and 128 gigs of storage. And we'll start at $1199, making it the most affordable Retina Mac we've ever offered. You can order it starting today.
Yay! Look, people, let's be honest, man. If you had bought a MacBook, yeah, which one's that? That's the Air. We want the MacBook. If at any time in the last month, 3 months, you bought a MacBook for $1,300, you are probably livid right now. I mean, $1,300. Let's cruise back over to the Air. For $100 more, you can get an actual i5 processor, 256 gigabytes of storage, faster memory, slightly upgraded Intel UHD graphics, Touch ID, Force Touch trackpad, 2 Thunderbolt ports for $100 more than Dinky over here. Now, I like that little MacBook Air. It really serves me well because it's so light. But if for any other reason you bought the MacBook here, you're probably ticked off, especially if you bought it in the last few months, unless you could say, I only bought it because of the size and the weight. That is a valid reason to have purchased this tiny unit. This MacBook Air, I mean, it's interesting, but I find it completely lackluster. Here's the thing, okay? We've talked about how Apple is losing money. This little product is, I don't even know why they call it the Air. It's just a MacBook. It's the MacBook 13-inch over the 12-inch. They just put Air on it to continue the name of the line. It's such a niche product. All these products now are so close together. I mean, most people aren't even sure what the heck to buy anymore, and it's understandable. You know, all these entry-level models, this garbage, you know, this is supposed to be a Pro. Why doesn't it have a regular USB port? Why doesn't it have a memory card reader? Why doesn't it have an 8th generation 6-core processor for the base model, which should probably start at $1799? You know, these are the Pro models. It doesn't make any sense to me. Intel plus graphics 640, whatever, you know, I don't understand. Anyway, I appreciate you hanging out with me and taking a look at the MacBook Air. I know the Apple sheep are going to come for me now, and I apologize. As you can see, I run Linux on just a PC, so I'm just a Linux PC guy. I mean, what do I know? Think of it that way before you send me hateful comments. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Just having a little fun. See you next time on Fast Gadgets. This video was made possible with support from viewers like you. If you find this video useful, consider becoming a patron for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/FastGadgets.